Of a suspected rabid raccoon being run over by Springfield's fire commissioner last week has gained a lot of attention and raised questions like, where can you turn if you find a wild animal that's in need of assistance?
Western Mass News reporter Olivia Hickey joins us live in studio after getting answers from an area nonprofit.
Chris and Abby, Urban Wildlife Rehabilitation Incorporated specializes in providing care to injured, ill, and orphaned wildlife until they are healthy enough to survive on their own. So far, they have had a pretty busy year. Since January 1st, Urban Wildlife Rehabilitation Incorporated has taken in 24 different animals from the city of Springfield.
There are 11 raccoons that came in, and 2 are currently in care and being treated medically.
Licensed rehabilitator Kathy Gaynor tells Western Mass News they've had a busy year, but many do not know organizations like theirs exist. And seeing what happened in Springfield last week, video of the city's fire commissioner driving over a suspected rabid raccoon on purpose to prevent someone from getting attacked, Gaynor wants people to know they are here to help in cases like this.
Organizations in Springfield do refer finders for any calls that they get to us. They readily will hand out our number or contact information if they have it at hand.
Since 2001, the nonprofit has been capturing and rehabilitating animals.
Some are found non-responsive, just laying on the ground, pretty traumatized. We're just guessing they could have fallen out of a tree, they could have been hit by a car, they could be ill, for who knows what.
If you come across an animal in distress, specifically with rabies, Gaynor says it's best to call them first.
We don't want the public handling them, so we do respond to the calls and we will get them contained. Give us the call first and we'll advise you as to how to handle the situation.
She says many times animals will know they need help.
We did just get one that the animal willingly walked into a crate, indicating it seriously needs help.
Their end goal, to ensure the animals get the care they need and hopefully returned to their original habitat.
Back into the wild. That is our ultimate goal, is to heal them, get them better, and get them back out there where they belong in Mother Nature.
Gaynor tells me the organization is supported by donations. If you would like to help the cause, head to westernmassnews.com and click on the blue As Seen on TV button. Reporting live in studio, Olivia Hickey for Western Mass News.
Olivia, thanks.